how happy were you when you heard the news about both Bradley and Justin becoming Pro Bowlers here this year?
Extremely happy for those guys. I've seen those guys put in the work, training camp. Obviously on Sundays, what they mean to this defense and to this team and to this community as well. Those guys definitely deserve it. Bradley coming back off an ACL and, the type of season he's had, the type of leader he's been for our team and our defense. And Justin, I can't say enough about him, what he's done. Just with me being here in my 2 years being around him, he's definitely deserving of that. Both of those guys definitely extremely happy for both of them.
Thanks, one, Andrew. Andrew, your mic's not coming through. We'll come back to you. Go ahead, Troy Rank.
Kareem, what did you learn from watching Herbert in person, and what is the challenge now? He's having one of the best rookie seasons for a quarterback of all time. What is the challenge as you face him a second time?
I think the challenges are still the same. Coming into the game when we played him, he was having a great season thus far. Then, extremely talented, great arm strength, can make every throw. He's a leader of that offense. He's getting them in the cause that they need to be in, and he's going to the right places with the ball. I think those challenges are still the same to this day. Just watching him in the last few games, he's still doing the same thing. Strong arm, he's making some great throws, and they've been able to get some quality wins. But for us, it's all about us executing. We have to go out, have to do what we do on defense. Obviously, in our last showing, it's not what we want to, display. So with us, we have to have a great week of practice so we can go out and put on a better showing.
Next one, Jeff.
Kareem, just in the big picture, you've been around this league a while, and what are the differences in the teams you've been around between the teams that do make the playoffs and the ones that don't? Is it injuries, character, talent, all of it? What is it in your mind?
I think it's a little bit of all of those. Obviously, if you have a ton of injuries, and you're in certain spots, your valuable guys, especially your leaders like a Vaughn, losing Vaughn was definitely a huge blow for our team, and down the stretch here, having our two starting corners out, and losing some other guys throughout the course of the year. Obviously, Cortland, being the type of guy that he is for our offense, But anytime you have a ton of injuries, it's tough to overcome those type of things. You can only hope that you can get some guys in that can step in and, go out and compete at a high level. But, if you, like I said, you lose guys of that quality, it's tough to replace it. Obviously, other things come into play as well, just being together as a team, execution, and you'll have a couple games, one or two plays here and there determine the games, but I think all of those things kind of comes into play when you're talking making the playoffs and having a playoff team.
Andrew, we'll try again for you.
Hey, Kareem, you alluded to the injuries at cornerback. For the safeties, what do you have to do to kind of help those guys out when you've lost so many guys and you have the guy, O.J. Mudia, who's a rookie who's playing a lot, and then Devontae Bosby has been kind of on and off the team getting in there. What do you do to kind of help them out?
Just try to communicate as much as possible with them. If it's something that I'm seeing or something I may have saw on film, if I'm seeing it, throughout the course of the game, just try to communicate with them. It's the thing about it. We kind of get into this, this thing where we kind of overcompensate, as safety. Sometimes me and Justin do it, just trying to do extra things, but and it kind of takes us away from our work. But at the end of the day, we gotta. Those guys are out there for a reason. They're wearing that logo and that jersey for a reason. So got to have that confidence in those guys as well. They can go out and they can perform. And they have. They show it on a day-to-day basis in practice. So for us, we just got to communicate as much as possible with them. If it's situations where we can help them, definitely help them. But at the end of the day, those guys got to, step in and put the work in practice. And they have been and go out on Sundays and compete.
Final two, Arnie and Zach.
Hey, Kareem, I just wanted to ask you one more question about Bradley. You know, what impresses you about him? You know, he puts up these numbers without Von Miller, and then even if you look, you know, Jarrell Casey, Mike Purcell, Shelby was out for a month, so he's kind of done it with a bunch of backups next to him,
Right.
coming back from his ACL. What does that say about Bradley to be able to do that without having the starters aside him?
It's just a testament to the type of player he is, you know, the way he works, the way he goes about his business on a day-to-day basis, you know. I mean, like I said, he's a great leader for our defense, you know, and just in year 3. But he's a huge piece to this puzzle here. And like you said, having those starters out with Jarrell and Shelby being out for some time and Mike being out as well, you know, those are huge pieces to the puzzle for us on our defense. But for him to still go out and to be as efficient that he is, the way he works on a day-to-day basis, you know, I mean, for me, it's no shock that, you know, he made the Pro Bowl and that he's doing and putting up the numbers that he's putting up on a weekly basis.
Final one, Zach.
Hey, Kareem, thanks for talking with us today. How would you evaluate your season today, the second year in this defense and with this team?
I think I had a pretty solid year. I mean, obviously, still no interceptions, but at the end of the day, I feel like on a day-to-day basis, I'm the same guy. I'm consistent in what I do. I think obviously, you know, being a veteran guy, you know, just trying to be a leader and trying to help the young guys, bring them along as well, you know, giving them the knowledge that I have. But, I mean, as far as my performance on Sundays, I think I had a pretty solid year.